Dear students, welcome to another lecture in the series English Phonetics and Phonology. Today, we are going to talk about English pure vowels. They are also called monophthongs. Monophthongs or pure English vowels are the sounds which we produce with the different tongue positions in the oral cavity. In order to understand that, let us do this little exercise. Say these words. I'm going to spell them out for you. A G E A C T B A S K T A L K and A G O. How did you pronounce letter A in these words? Did you notice that A is pronounced differently in all these words? I'm going to pronounce each of them for you. Age, act, bask, talk, ago. It is clear that English is not spoken in the same way as it is written. In writing, one letter can be used in different words, but it is pronounced differently, as is evident from the words which I have just now pronounced for you. The different sounds which the letter A gives are all different vowel sounds. English has two types of vowels, short and long. Long vowels are denoted by a vowel symbol plus two dots on its right. Remember, the length of vowels varies according to their context. And the vowel symbols that we are going to use have been devised by the International Phonetic Association. And the chart which you are going to look at contains a quadrilateral diagram. As you can see, there are some front vowels, central vowels, and back vowels. And if you look at the diagram, on the left-hand side, outside the diagram, there are four front primary cardinal vowels. And inside, on the same line, there are secondary cardinal vowels. In between them, there are other symbols which are used for English pure vowels. So there are symbols which are in pairs, one outside the diagram, another row inside the diagram. So the one that is on the left hand side outside the diagram are front vowels but unrounded, whereas on the same line inside vowels are front but rounded vowels. English vowels again will be demonstrated through a quadrilateral diagram. Let us look at this quadrilateral diagram. where you can see that there is a front portion, there is a central part, and then there is the back part. And English vowels, short and long, are produced with the tongue position either in the front, in the center, or at the back. Let us look at these vowels one by one. I'll also produce the sounds as they appear on the screen. Before that, if you remember, when we talked about cardinal vowels, I told you that the tongue position is either high towards the roof of the mouth, or it is low in the jaw when the oral cavity is wide open. As you can see, high means the front of the tongue moves towards the roof of the mouth. Mid is that it is at the central position, neither too high nor too low, and then there is the low position. On the basis of this description, we should be able to identify the vowel sounds of the English language. Let us look at them one by one. Which is the number one is a long vowel. E, as in beat. It has a short counterpart. E, as in bit. So if you compare the two, you can understand the difference between a long vowel and a short vowel. Beat, bit. Another vowel which is a mid vowel. A, as in bet. So compare the three now. Beat, bit, bet. Another vowel which is lower vowel, that is the tongue moves low in the jaw. A, as in bat. So read mid vowel and the low vowel together now. Bet, bat. Another vowel which is between mid position and the low position is a, as in cut, cut. Now we move towards the back of the tongue, and this vowel, which is a long vowel, but is produced at the back of the tongue, but not as back as cardinal vowel number 5. As in cart, cart. Another back vowel where the lips are slightly rounded. As in cod. Now compare the two back vowels. Cart, cod. Cart, cod. Another back vowel which is long, as in quod, quod. Now compare the vowel sound in cod with this vowel. Cod, quod. Cod, quod. As you can see, the lips are rounded in quod much more than these are in aw. Another back vowel which is short, oo, as in could, could. Compare could with could. Could, could. It has a long counterpart. Ooh, ooh, as in could, could. English has central vowels also. The first one is very short, as in about, about. Its longer counterpart is as in girl. So if you compare the two, is very short, very weak and very short. Is longer. So if you look at this quadrilateral diagram, you can see there are vowels on the front side, there are vowels on the back side, there are vowels in the central position. But remember that in comparison to cardinal vowels that you saw in the last lecture, these vowels are neither as front as cardinal vowel number 1 to 4, nor as back as cardinal vowel numbers 5 to 8. So in English language, these symbols, they are related in terms of the tongue height. As you know, tongue height is the way your tongue moves in the oral cavity towards the roof of the mouth or moves away from it in the lower jaw. So in order to identify whether a particular vowel is produced towards the roof of the mouth or it is lower in the jaw, let us do a little bit of exercise. You can do it yourself by putting your hand like this under your chin and say beat, bat, bat. If you can see, in beat, your tongue is much higher than it is in bat or in bat. Your tongue is high when you produce leak, lick, look, look. So the vowel symbols which are put in square brackets, they are E, U, U, mid, bet, but, sofa, girl, boat. Vowel symbols which are used for the italicized letters a, u. Low vowels, cat, cot. The symbols for vowels are a and a. Now backness of the tongue. Look at these words. Front, back. Seek, sick, sack. These are front vowels. And the symbols, now you should be familiar with them. They are E, A. Central vowel, another, girl, luck. Symbols are a. Now let us look at back vowels. Ooze, look, low, dot. If you compare them with other vowels, you will find that these are produced at the back of the tongue. The symbols which are used for these vowels are oo, o, o. Now lip rounding. I mentioned earlier that there are some vowels where lip rounding plays a very important role. What do we mean by lip rounding? Lip rounding means in the production of some vowels, the lips get a rounded shape. Oo, oo is more rounded than aw, aw. So if you look at the 4 rounded vowels on the screen, you'll see that the lip rounding changes considerably when you move from long vowels to the short ones. For example, here, the English vowel oo is not as unrounded as last vowel aw. So oo, oo, o, aw. So lip rounding, all these features are very important in order to identify whether an English vowel is rounded or unrounded. English, however, has a very small number of rounded vowels which are displayed on the screen. So if you look at the diagram here, which shows the lip rounding, and this lip rounding can be more in oo than it is in aw or in other vowels. Also important is another feature of vowels, which is tenseness. How much intensity is there in the production of vowels? Let us look at the vowels, different types of vowels, where they are produced with a lot of force or they are produced with a lot of velocity. So they are called tense vowels. Lax vowels are the ones where the tongue does not go to the extreme position. Remember that when we talk of extreme height or extreme backness, we are talking of the tongue position where the tongue moves towards the roof of the mouth or goes down in the lower jaw. Compare peat with pit. In peat, E is longer, the tongue height is more, therefore it is very tense. Whereas in pit, it is a short vowel, the tongue does not reach that height. Now, when we look at English vowels, we classify them into different categories, whether they are back or the center, depending on where the relative place of articulation is. If you look at this diagram, it shows the same quadrilateral diagram which is placed within the oral cavity. As you can see, the pointed front and the back, these are the relative vowel positions in the oral cavity. Remember, we are talking about only the relative position, not a perfect description of the English vowels. Also remember that this position is of pure or monophthongs, pure vowels or monophthongs. As you can see, that pure English vowels are many, shorter and longer vowels and central vowels. Before we move on to our next lesson, let us recapitulate what we have done so far. We started with cardinal vowels and through a quadrilateral diagram tried to place the English pure vowels in terms of their production or articulation in the oral cavity, either in the front, at the center, or at the back. When we move to our next lesson, we'll be looking at other sounds in the English language which are also vowel sounds, but they are not simple, they are not pure vowels, they are called diphthongs. I hope by now you are familiar with the symbols which I have used in describing pure English vowels. If you have any problem in identifying these symbols, please look at any dictionary which contains a list of phonetic symbols. You will see that besides the symbols, there would be illustrations given. I hope you should be able to identify these symbols and practice them in your homes, and also listen to more and more English on TV, on radio, or through other mediums. Thank you very much, and see you next time.